If your tracks don't sound as good as your favorite references, here are 3 mixing tricks that you can use to instantly improve your sound, make it more polished and professional, and all in under 10 minutes. So let's check the track before and then after. And now after. If you liked this track and you want to learn how to produce a professional track from scratch within 5 weeks, I'm doing a course on this exact project. All the information is in the comments below. It is on sale right now before the official launch on the 15th of January. And if you like my style of teaching, you like my music, you can also sign up for my one-on-one coaching. All the links are down below, and let's get started. Okay, tip number 1, kick and bass. Let's listen to raw and on process kick and bass, and then I'll show you what we can do here. So you can already hear that the sound is good because I have good sound selection. That's obviously the most important thing. Have good sounds. Let's have a listen. So the kick and bass are fitting, but there's some more things that you can do to make it even better. So number 1, I realized that I wanted to remove a bit on the sub just to make the kick a bit more balanced, like a very subtle EQ move. So we can go even lower, -1. Something like this. It's cool. And the most interesting part starts with compression. So check out the kick with compression and without. This is with. It has more punch, more clarity, more definition. So I'm using medium attack and fast release to bring out the transient and make the kick punch through the mix. You can play with the ratio, you can play with attack release settings. It will depend on the track, but a little bit of compression can really bring out the punch in our kick. So I'm not going to be explaining like in details what exactly to do here. This is more about the approach. So we can play with this. And after we do that, the kick sounds amazing, and that's all you have to do for the start. Again, we're not trying to get a perfect mix. We are trying to get that 80 to 90% of the final mix while you're producing a track. And you can do these moves in like 10 minutes, really. So let's check without real phones. It's a bit more like packed, it's a bit more tight, which I like. The next step is going to be a little bit of compression on the bass. And again, same logic. We want to find such attack and release settings so that we can shape the waveform in the way that it glues the kick and the bass together, right? So let's go here and let's apply compression on the bass line. And again, listen to real phones and you will hear. I'm going to show you in different systems. Let's take this one, for example. I listen to the bass with and without. So first without. It's not bad, but like bass has a lot of energy. So we want to tame that a little bit, make it more tight. Listen to the dynamics. We can even play with. So I think it's going to be anywhere from 15 to like 30 something. Let's put it in the middle. So for the release, you can also play with auto. I like that. Ratio anywhere from 4 to 6 because those are the low end instruments. Right, listen now. Super nice. Right, so this is without. And it sounds very nice, very tight, and you can see we are doing not a lot of compression. And and it's already giving us a lot of punch that we can have for the track. Okay, next step, group processing on the drums. So let's into the drums before. It is not bad, but it's lacking punch and it's lacking that control. Just doesn't sound that it sits really well in the track. So number one is going to be a little bit off compression. So bus, group compression, whatever you want to call it. So try to go for medium attack release times so that you can let a little bit of the transients to come through so you can get that smack on your drums. And just a little bit, okay? Do not do too much. This is not good, okay? So you can see it reduces the dynamic range and it glues the hi-hats and the claps. I'm going to compress a little bit more so you can check. So this is just enough. And I think we can go for a bit longer release time. And this is without. Yes, it is very subtle, but once you stack kick, bass, drums, it compounds and it gives you more polished and professional sound. The second step is going to be a little bit of clipping so that we can save a little bit of headroom. So have a look without the clipper on the drums. And again, not a big difference. So with the clipper, we are doing like this. Just clipping a little bit on the peaks. Very soft. And the last step on the drums is going to be sidechain compression, so we can duck the drums once the kick is playing to get that punch, to get that pump. So let's start playing with that, and I'm going to show you how to find the right parameters, or like the values, so it sounds good. Let's do without auto gain. Let's do a little bit more. I think we can do like this. And I think we can do like... So shorter attack pushes the drums in the back of the mix. So you need to test what kind of mix do you want, right? There's no right or wrong. So we can go with something like... You can go really slow. I think I want to go like... Without. I think I want to go longer, like... I usually like doing more slow attack and release, but see what works for your mix. Let's do with our real fines. And you can do the same thing with Ableton standard compressor, right? So we can go like this. I think my values was something like this, just to show you like another option, auto release, and then we need to go with the kick, sidechain. Let's go here. Gives you a slightly different character. You can try with low ratios like 2. This is standard, this is Pro Q, Pro C. Right, so something like that. And the final step to polish and to glue the whole mix, we can go to the instrument group and have all the vocals playing at the same time. So let's go with this section, the first one. And I'm gonna show you what we need to do here. So step number 1 is a little bit of saturation. So don't worry, this is not like the final mix and master. It's more like so you can hear how I like almost finished track would sound like. So I like having a little bit of saturation here, just to warm it up, glue it a little bit, very subtle. Let's do without the vocal first. So this is with. Let's do it with the real phone so you can hear the difference. Makes it more glued, adds a little bit of warmth. This is the first thing that you can do before. And here is the most interesting technique that I started using a lot. So as you noticed, I don't use any group processing on my kick and the bass. Instead of that, we are doing compression on the master with a multi-band compressor. So we are soloing the anywhere from like 100, 140, something like that. And then we want to compress that. I'm also compressing like anywhere from 50 to 75% mid. You can play with those values. I'm not gonna go very deep into that. And have a listen before and after. Listen to the punch and listen to the balance of the kick and the bass. So it gives more control to... You can really hear the pump of the kick, the punch of the transient. So try to go with more slow values for the attack. Again, see the mix, what you want. So I think something like this. And medium fast attack, something like that. So we want to glue it a little bit, right? And then I know some people are compensating, but I'm not. So you can check with your mix. With mine, I'm mostly trying to affect the kick. So if you watch at the, have a look at the waveform here. So this is without. We can compress a little bit more. Attack, maybe let's do slow one. So you could hear and see. Right, this is with. You can see it doesn't really affect the bass line. So we are mostly just compressing the kick. Let's go one more time. This is without. And this is with. You can hear that when you have the right attack and release, it doesn't affect the rest of the mix, it just affects the kick. And this is what we are looking for. And the final step is going to be master burst compression. So here we are rolling off the low frequencies because we already compressed them with the previous compressor. So we are just compressing this area. So here you want to find such attack and release that it makes the mix a little bit tighter. And again, we are just affecting the kick. And because we squeeze that a little bit, so like we make it more tight, the mix feels more balanced. It's more punchy and it's more like club ready, right? Let's go here and do with the compressor. So if we do long attack, we'll let through the kick, let it play. So I'm gonna go with like 20. The release I usually set to auto, to be honest, it works most of the time. Right, and then let's see before and after. So this is without. And this is with. So not a very significant difference in loudness, but a lot of difference in terms of the punch, in terms of the how good the mix sounds, right? So let's give it a final test, and that's going to be it for the tutorial. So the kick becomes too heavy, it has too much dynamics and so on. But like this, it's really nice. and in a nightclub, you're gonna hear really well. And this is almost the final sound, right? Without. It's too dynamic. The kick is loud. We need to make it a little bit tighter with compression. So super simple. You can do everything in 10 minutes. So if you want to learn more about kick, bass, this stuff, I'm going to link some of my videos here that you can watch. Going to be like 1 or 2 playlists. If you want to work with me, all the links are down below. And if you want to check out the course and get in with a discount, all the information is down below. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.